Welcome, everybody. Friday night live, The Bond Factor from Southern California. We're very, very happy to be with you tonight with so much to talk about. Breaking news coming out as we speak that it's almost too much to do to even try to give you a headline. But we have, obviously, the FBI reinvestigating the case, and we're going to go to that live right now on The Factor. We'll be joined momentarily with commentary by my good friend Iron Mike from the Iron Fist. But right now, we're going to take it to Trump live, top of the hour, with the breaking news of the hour.
We love New Hampshire, I can tell you again.
It's Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen.
I need to open with a very critical breaking news announcement. The FBI has just sent a letter to Congress informing them that they have discovered new emails pertaining to the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's investigation and they are reopening the case into her criminal and illegal conduct that threatens the security of the United States of America. Hillary Clinton's corruption is on a scale we have never seen before. We must not let her take her criminal scheme into the Oval Office. I have great respect for the fact that the FBI and the Department of Justice are now willing to have the courage to right the horrible mistake that they made.
Donald Trump with a huge reaction to the announcement today, coming out today, that the FBI is going to reopen the investigation into Hillary Clinton's evil empire. And this is pretty exciting because this, with 10 days out of the election right now, it's almost like a early Christmas gift being placed in the arms of Donald Trump, because
so that is a big announcement.
The information coming out every day through WikiLeaks, Project Veritas, is exposing what's happening with Hillary, and the criminal investigation
for doing so much
is now coming back, or at least been announced, that it's going to continue. So you now have to wonder, are they responding? Are they giving in? Let's take it back to Donald here for a moment.
With that being said, the rest of my speech is going to be so boring. Should I even make the speech?
Well, it is damaging news, I believe, to Hillary and her campaign.
We will talk about trade.
As I said, I have my guest here tonight with us from the Iron Fist Show, which is also a show we do through the Burn and Turn organization and Cruise Radio. We've been doing shows for a long time, and I can show you here his Facebook page.
It's a great general, and I want to thank you for
Iron Fist Show.
Thank you very much.
Maybe, I don't know, hopefully it's coming up. It's probably
Just
not coming up, knowing
General
the way things
Flynn
work for me in my
we heard this
internet.
news.
But
I said, General, get
anyway,
up
let's
there
bring him
and
in
keep him
if
busy.
we could.
We want to
Iron Mike from the Iron Fist Show for a reaction to
In
what
11
we're seeing
days,
here
we're
tonight.
going to win New Hampshire.
Well, it's definitely.
It's definitely breaking news.
the
He's right.
state of my first victory.
Hillary Clinton is
And we
finally
are
going to
going
face the
to
justice
win
that she
back
deserves.
the White House.
The Clinton Foundation has been funneling so much money through these emails, and it's exposing that. Now it even gets worse that Anthony Weiner comes into the picture, and I hope maybe he'll bring that up in the speech. But I'm just enjoying listening to him, and it's definitely a softball tossed out to him. Hopefully he knows how to handle it.
Well, and thanks for being with us tonight, Mike. We sure appreciate it. And I'll tell you, it is amazing to watch.
We can't forget
you know, as this comes out, it's really amazing to think that I think it's got to be Trey Dowdy's persistence, the way he has stayed in this thing, this fight, the last few weeks, even the last few months. Chaffetz also has been sort of a leader in exposing the truth. Do you think this is maybe a reaction to some of that? I mean,
partially, but I really think the reaction is the American people and the movement that this man has. It's the hardworking, middle class, lower income, African American, inner city American that is, well, I'll quote it, Michael Moore, giving you the big middle finger to the globalists, the elitists who think they know what's best for us, and this guy is actually talking for us on our feelings and how we're feeling about the country and its direction.
Well, I think it's great you bring that up because the bombshells just continue to keep coming. There's been all kinds of people coming out this week supporting Trump. The polls are tightening. You have all of these, you know, in my mind, great things happening because that's what I've wanted to see this whole time. But with all these things going on, you have to start to think, wow, we're getting momentum. People are realizing, you know, that this thing's no good. They're coming out of the woodwork. It's starting to become maybe actually popular. And, you know, Trump's going to win this thing. I really believe. And Mike and I were talking before we went live here a little bit about that. Is one of the things that we're going to bring up later too is important is you have to stay the course. If you think the propaganda, you know, everything coming out telling you that he's losing or that he has no chance, Hillary's measuring the drapes, forget about that stuff. And you almost want to watch each moment as this stuff comes out. And right now, this is huge. I mean, could this? I mean, let's say Hillary got elected. Just for a moment, would that mean she could still be prosecuted?
Yeah, and then we're stuck with that guy Kane, who's a freak.
Right, and you almost wonder if that's not one of the plans that are out there.
Well, I think they're all puppets. That's why once run by the globalist George Soros and his clan. So I don't think it matters. They just need to win the White House, and they'll do anything for it. So I think at this time, you're right. There's momentum that is beyond what any Republican-nominated presidential candidate has ever seen in a long time. And I hope we see this through, and guys like Glenn Beck and Megyn Kelly are going to be eating crow.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's interesting you mentioned that because doesn't it seem like, you know, we were talking last week about out of the frying pan into the fire, right? And all the people are coming out now that were against Trump and they've tried to wage his fight. And you were saying earlier, too, they don't usually survive that fight, right? It seems like whenever people sort of stand up against them, they don't really have the argument.
Their careers diminish fast. Megyn Kelly has dropped from the ratings in Fox News. Hannity's number one at his time and slot. The Christian momentum has pushed and catapulted Hannity and has chosen him as their speaker. And he has fallen right perfectly in suit. I hope his career is not short.
Well, I agree. You have to see, you know, you can bring up things all night. We have a lot of things to talk about right now. Obviously, Trump coming out with this thing, but the fraud, the system, the corruption, all starting to pour out of WikiLeaks. And now you have Hannity, as you mentioned, here over at Fox News, pretty much campaigning for Trump at every moment, right? He's out there. He's throwing the hard numbers up every day. And then you have Megyn Kelly, who got pissed off about some first question she asked at the first debate, has never gotten over it. Since then, her career has completely shifted gears, in my opinion.
It's definitely shifted gears in a downward spiral as far as our viewership, because we're not concerned about what people are doing in their bedrooms, and we're not concerned about what they're talking about in the gym, and we're not concerned about what they're talking about around a table in a closed room. We're worried about, is this country going to be solvent? We're worried about its sovereignty, and we're worried about its security. We're worried about the jobs that are leaving the country, which nobody seems to be carrying in the politician side, because that's what matters to the American people. It's jobs, and they got to want a house. They want to be able to eat and go out once in a while and have great education and good health care. And I think that's about it, is what we're looking for here.
It really is. I mean, I don't think people like Megyn Kelly who want to keep standing on the personality where, you know, for weeks and weeks you hear about, oh, well, he needs to change his temperament. He needs to change. I mean, look at the temperament of this man tonight. And really the policy and the things that he's spoken about, what he's doing, what he's talking about, that's really what's happening. And the breaking news tonight right now is incredible, because the reinvestigation now, and I think being pushed by Trey Dowdy as this develops today, they're reinvestigating Hillary Clinton, the email scandal, and I think that's an indicator of what some of us have known all along, our gut feeling that she's a criminal and should be investigated.
The fish stings from the head first. And I'm telling you, this woman is lying, and she's a criminal, and she's got a lot to hide. And I'm telling, and that Clinton Foundation is the heart of whatever is going on with them. But it's coming out, because you can only hide the truth for so long, because it will surface, and it's a guarantee. It's not best to run from it. It's always best just to face the music, let it happen to you, and get it straightened out. Don't lie in the first place. So this woman is definitely being exposed for her wickedness. I mean, it's wicked. And I don't know any other word for it. Who can get on the side on this train of Hillary Clinton, who, I mean, everything she's done, every step of her career is sold, basically just sold out the whole United States. She sold the whole damn thing. And so now they're hoping she's becoming president because they want those favors back. So what are those favors? Our jobs, our guns, our sovereignty, open borders, broken dollar, because we've basically spent ourselves to oblivion. And Trump says one foul word about what he would do to a woman, and everybody loses their shorts on the feminist side and on the left. But yet, don't worry about the debt, the $19 trillion debt. Don't worry about the Middle East. Don't worry about Syria mainly. Don't worry about our increasing premiums on the health care. You know, because vote for Hillary, because she's for women. And boy, I tell you, that's a whole other subject, but I don't even want to get on that. This is your show tonight, and I'm here as a guest. I'm going to turn it back to you.
Well, it's a great start, and I'll tell you what, it is overwhelming sometimes when you try and put all the thoughts that you have into a rhythm. And we just appreciate you being here with us, and obviously going to be able to plug in some fun things into the show the next few minutes. And there's a lot of things going on. We have voter fraud. We have a Newt Gingrich, again, as we talked about Megyn Kelly coming out and saying she's obsessed with sex. And you know, you've probably seen that on the news, which I think is an interesting...
Well, you should hear on the Howard Stern show. I mean, I don't mean to cut you off. We got to get that on there and bring that up, because...
Yeah, she was on the Stern show.
Yeah, she was on the Stern show, and she is one kinky, freaky lady. She just don't want to come out and tell you. She just wants to be a hypocrite.
Well, I'll tell you, the drama continues. Donald Trump. We're going to keep the fight going right here. When we come back, we're also going to talk about Brexit, and that's exactly what's happening right now in our own election, and how you can observe for yourself, see it, and fight against it. Get out there and vote. We'll be right back. Bond Factor with special guest Iron Mike and the Iron Fist.
And you remember, because I go around and we had the big rallies, and they said, oh, the big rallies will never work in New Hampshire. You have to sit down and have dinner with everybody. I said, that's a lot of dinners. They don't expect that. But you remember when we met, and I have a lot of small things to do with people, we're talking.